Hey, everybody. I hope y'all are doing good. I hope you're staying warm. It's chilly out there. At least the sun's out today. Maybe it'll melt this snow away. I'm not a big snow person, but it is pretty. So I'll give it that. I got something interesting to talk about today, and it was inspired by a friend that came by this week and some others that I've had reach out to me. And I think it's a real problem in bass fishing today. Really, I think fishing in general. And it's an interesting dynamic that's happened during the last few years of our information age. And I had a friend by this week, really great friend. I've known him all my life, and just frustrated. They're frustrated with the sport they love. I know what that's like. I've been there before. But and they know a lot. They've learned a lot. There's so much out there about fishing and how to catch fishing. I'm doing it right here, putting more of it out there. And a lot of it's contradictory to itself. It causes a lot of indecision amongst anglers and frustration. And I think I've kind of got the answer for this. And it came from an old video back in the 1990s from a really great bass angler by the name of Ken Cook. Now, Ken lived over in Mears, Oklahoma, and Ken was a fisheries biologist turned professional bass fisherman and great angler. Won a classic, won multiple bass events, and just a really great guy from what I could tell. I never knew him personally, but just watching and the people that I knew that did know him, he was a great fellow. And Ray Scott one day asked Ken up on the stage one day, and he asked him for a reason. Because see, at the time, Ken was kind of an anomaly in fishermen. He was a biologist, so he knew everything from the water to the algae to the bait fish to the bass to the predator of the bass to everything that happens in the environment that affects the bass and all these different things that happen, and all the information that's available on techniques, bass fishing, different waterways, all that. So Ray asked him this question specifically for him because he knew he could answer it. Ray asked him, he said, "So Ken, do you think someone can have too much information?" Ken replied with this: "I don't think you can have too much information, but I think you can misuse too much information." Yeah, think on that for a minute. That's deep, but so true. I think that's our biggest problem with most anglers today is we're misusing the plethora of information that we have pursuing the sport that we love so much. And the only times I've ever been frustrated with fishing was when I had all the equipment, all the best stuff, all the everything. I was taking in every bit of everything that I could. I was going fishing with the other guys. I was watching everything I could. I was reading everything I could, and I was just pouring on the information. I went through a period of fishing that I was struggling so bad. I was like, it was awful. It was the most, I hated it. I was ready to quit the sport. That's why I'm where I'm at today. I'm a simple-minded guy. I realize the only way I can function in this new world is to keep myself as simple as possible. Now, don't get me wrong. I take on a lot of information. I watch YouTube and I read still, and I go read old Bassmaster magazines. And even though some of the information is maybe not as relevant anymore, I still read over that old stuff, still taking it all in. I'm still asking friends about things, but I'm very cautious with that information. I only add it if it fits what I'm doing, who I am, the way I fish. I'm looking for little bits and pieces that fit with me. Think about that. What information can you learn and take on as you're watching information? Will that fit into the puzzle of my way of fishing in my life? If it doesn't, don't add it. You don't need it. It's too much. Or regulate it, put it somewhere, save it up, think, hey, that could fit somewhere. But don't allow it to distract from what you're already doing. That's what I do. That's how I go about things. I laid out who I am in myself, the equipment I use, the way I fish, and then I add the information in, the new information as time goes, that fits into that. Maybe that'll help you. Too much information. It's our number one problem in the world today, I think, and life in general and our bass fishing. These little pieces of paper, I don't know if you see them all over my shop, but if you ever come by someday, you're welcome to stop by. Make sure you take some time and look for these little pieces of paper all over the wall. It's like this one right here. This is that quote from Ken Cook right here underneath this photo. They're all over my shop. Every time I hear something good like that, I pencil it down real quick. I take some hot glue, I stick it on my wall. That way I can just constantly be seeing it, reading over it. It helps keep me squared away, being frustrated. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that's what I do. Too much information. Be careful of it. Hope y'all have a good one out there. I hope 2025 is all you want it to be. And I hope you find your love for fishing if you're frustrated again, because fishing is awesome. Have a good one.